Welcome to Lost Paradise.
Hello everyone and welcome to another recording from the Settlers' New Allies. Today we're bringing you a commentary of a 4v4 match which took place on the Lost Paradise map, as the announcer just told you. As usual, I'm joined here by my colleague Shumi. Hello Shumi.
Hello Darrenix, hello watching people, and welcome to this brand new game of the Settlers' New Allies. I'm quite perplexed. I thought that we will not be playing this map again. What happened, Darrenix?
Yes, so just to introduce the thoughts behind the fact that Shumi is mentioning that we were not playing this map anymore, or we decided not to. The thing is, we have actually found out that the 4v4 maps are usually a little unbalanced. Well, this one is very much unbalanced for either team. So it was not very fair to play on this, and the players would find themselves in very difficult situations. But the community has come with some ideas to balance the current situation with the maps, and we have made a PDF file of 4v4 ground rules for balancing purposes, and these are being followed on this map. I will introduce them in a moment, but first of all, let me just describe the map and its general layout in a bit first. So usually on this map, or every time on this map, you find yourself spawned next to another enemy, right next to them. Behind this bandit camp I'm just looking at is my enemy, right behind it. So it's very close by and it's very dangerous. And with this in mind, and with some early aggression in mind, you really need to have the ability to balance your gameplay, because if the enemy, for example, have double the amount of I don't know, coal mines you have, then your production is generally half the production of the enemy, and you're in big trouble. We're talking military production here, and that's huge. So yeah, that's the general idea why this was established, and the rules are fairly simple. They are very easy to apply, and that's because they are somewhat very generic. The first golden rule, so to say, or so to name it, is that you can only build one type of mine, being a coal mine or an iron mine or even a stone mine, per mining area. So in this case you can see I'm building a coal mine currently, and if on this particular mining area was a second mining node for coal, I'm not allowed to build this coal mine a second time, the second one, because that would cause some imbalances, because other players wouldn't have the access to it. In this case, I think the coal mines are a very good example, because, for example, the bottom left player, the turquoise one you can see on the minimap, is a player who has access to double coal nodes, and you can see that I've got that too. But some players doesn't, and yeah, in order to make it fair, we had to forbid it. Nice. So that's the first general rule. Yes, sure.
Tell me now, because I think I got lost a little bit in the explanation. So if you have a coal mine, an iron mine, and a stone mine in one spot, on one mining spot, you can build each one of them. But if you, on the other hand, have two coal mines there, you can only build one of them.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Exactly, and this applies to everything that has the name mine in it. So it doesn't apply to quarries. You can build as many quarries as you want. Same goes for fishermen and any other production buildings. So this is the first general rule. Obviously, if you move to another mining area and you find another coal mine, if we keep this as an example, you can use that particular coal mining area, because that's another mining area in general. Now, that's the first golden rule that basically applies on every single 4v4 match of ours, because that's the best thing we can do to balance things out. Yes, it causes the matches to be a little slower because your production is generally slower, but then again the trade is way more tactical, and you need to think about what you're trading for, and it is it has some somewhat nice ring to it, so to say. And the second rule, which is only applied on this map in particular, the Lost Paradise, is the fact that there is a small lake, small pond to the south from my screen right now. It's gonna be shown later, and there are some fishing areas. And those fishing areas are only allowed to be used after the bandit camps are defeated. Those bandit camps who are these bandit camps who are situated next to these ponds. Yes, this is a good example. There is excuse me. There is a bandit camp with a pond next to it, or was to the north. And you can't really use that unless you kill the bandits. The reason for it being is that some players might get to these fishes without defeating the bandits, and some can't. Therefore, doubling the production of their stone in particular.
Yeah, but then doesn't that mean that the players who are on the outside in your game, the black player and the light blue player,
yes,
have a kind of an advantage? First of all, they have the quarries, which they can just build willy-nilly, and second of all, they can fish.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. But this situation is similar for the other team as well, because they also have their outside players to the south, in the top left, bottom left, and bottom right corner. And those have the same amount of resources available as we have. So that is fairly balanced for both teams.
Yes, and as I remember, the players within the island, so in your in this case the turquoise player and the blue player, the dark blue player, they kind of always had the small advantage over the players outside. I don't know what it was. I think they have everything a little bit closer, which allowed you to produce army quicker and better. I think right now it may even be quite similar for the players within the island and on the outer rim of the island.
To be honest, I don't agree with that, because they have major disadvantage featured with the fact that they only have access to one stone mine, which is not boosted. So their stone is very limited. They've got no quarries, no stone to be quarried.
That is true. They have a long-term disadvantage, but they can start their game quickly. That's what I meant.
I really don't think so. They've got nothing more I have.
We can disagree.
Yeah, sure. But the thing that's important on this map is that you want to have your military up very fast, and you want to have some defenses up very fast. If you don't have that, you will get attacked, well, very fast.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bandits that are defending you or blocking the path from your opponent to you, they are quite weak. They can be defeated in a blink of a second. So you really need to be quick on defenses and army.
Yes, and you can even use the tower to defeat them. In fact, my enemy is already trying to defeat some of them.
Yeah.
And we can already see that the enemy standing on the side against me is yellow, which is Noxy. I am in a position where I kind of want to be honest, because Noxy is a little more new-ish than me. Therefore, I think he doesn't have so much experience with this map as I do. Hopefully that's gonna work for me, to my benefit.
You want to fight against the weak ones, yeah?
Not really want to, but if I want to win, it's gonna help me, obviously. Yeah. On the other hand, I'm suffering from some population issues right now, but I hope I'm on the verge of getting some.
Yeah, you just build a few buildings, a few homes, so yeah, they will be coming out.
So you can see my engineer already claiming this area to the right side where I'm gonna be building my trading. I think my harbor is gonna come up as soon as possible, because since you don't have the access to stone in well, in the manner I'd wanted to have it, that being, I need a lot of it. I will have to trade for it.
Yeah, what Daranix means, he only has the quarries. When the quarries are gone, he has no stone. Shortly said.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Now,
a topic, Daranix. Can I ask you a question? So,
Yeah.
Ubisoft promised us an update recently. They've given us an update recently. And they reverted the update also recently. So,
Well, that's a suspicion the community has, because it was an update that should have been helping us with the production. Oh no, not with the production, with the maintenance, so to say. Just it was supposed to help us with the multiplayer
Enemy in sight.
experience, with the matchmaking, and everything should be more stable and stuff like that. And when the update came out, everything was more unstable and more unbalanced. So basically, we are thinking they had to reverse that and make a rollback to the previous version of the game until that is fixed. But that's just, I don't think that is actually the case.
alright.
But we can't be sure. We can't know for sure because nothing like that was publicly said or announced.
Okay, and did they give us any patch notes? Did you see any?
Yes, well, I'm not sure whether we can consider that some patch notes, but the official representatives have mentioned that this update, well, its purpose was to do what I've described.
Alright. Okay, so that was the official word. Okay.
Statement, yes.
But it seems like there is some work being made on the game, and I think they actually do try to make it better. Well, maybe if we wait a little bit longer. Yes, it takes a long time, but I think if we wait a little bit longer, they may start working on the title again. I think that this could be a very good game. Well, it is a very good game, but it could be a very good competitive game in the future.
The way you're describing this seems way more negative to me than it is for me, to be honest. Because you've said stuff like maybe they will start working on it again. I don't think they've ever stopped working on the game at all.
Okay. Yeah,
they
that
are
might
just.
be true.
Well, of course it is true, but the thing is, in my opinion, they are just focused on too many things at once. They are trying to balance the maps. They are trying to maybe even work on some new ones. They are trying to fix the bugs, and they are trying to release the game for 3 additional platforms, that being Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PS4 and PS5. That's just too many things to do for a niche, smaller sized studio.
Yeah, and with you've mentioned new maps. You mean the announcer voices that were recently found in the files, right?
Exactly. One of the members of the community, Frodo-san, has found some internal files, audio files, with pre-recorded announcements mentioning the names of some possible new maps. And since these names are not familiar to any of us, well, we can only suspect that some more maps will be coming eventually. More maps were actually confirmed before, but we can't know for sure when that's gonna come.
Yeah. Well, what was found was the announcer voice saying "Welcome to Lost Paradise," but with maps that we did not hear about, which is quite of a promise. I mean, they have prepared map names. They probably even have an idea of how a map name should look like, because well, the name actually describes how the map looks like quite well, I think. So maybe
that's true.
Maybe that is actually a proof that they are really having more maps in their pockets. Could be great.
Well, I hope so. I mean, they've got a lot of assets to work with, and they can just use them all over again and make something wonderful with them. Yeah. So I can't see any reason not to be hopeful for that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the game, you are starting to build army.
Exactly. So
Lovely.
the thing I've done so far, I've started my initial production of coal and iron, followed by a furnace. The coal is the thing that I'm gonna be lacking. So the thing I was focusing on was farms with mills and bakeries, so that I can get bread and boost my coal production as soon as possible. Therefore, ensuring myself with more troops than, well, the enemy, hopefully.
Yeah, I bet because you've mentioned that you are planning to trade, or you are seeing trade as a more important part of the game now. I bet that you probably also want to sell the bread, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
As Elari, I'm way more focused than any time before on the bread production because I'm usually trading for it. In 4v4, I've just played an hour ago with the community. We've been playing on the map Siren's Cove, and I've been trading. I actually had like 300 or 400 of pieces of bread in my warehouse next to the harbors. I didn't even have time to sell it. That's thousands and thousands of coins for every single trade.
It's, I think, 15 gold, 15 or 16.
16. It is 16 per one piece of bread.
Yeah, I think it jumps around. If someone sold bread recently, it goes down to 15.
No, it doesn't. There is inflation of prices. There is nothing such as deflation of prices.
But I still think that it could cost 15. I may be wrong. Maybe they fixed that. It may have been a bug. I don't know. Oh, you have such a nice socket for the quarry, and you didn't use that. Such a nice socket. Never to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, between the farm and the ranch, you could have. There's one hex that cannot be used for anything else. Well, maybe for a farm, you can build a farm there.
But I'm gonna have plenty of space to the right.
That's true. Yeah, you don't have to. As the what's it called? The player on the outside on this map, you do have a lot of space, while the player on the inside doesn't really.
Exactly. They are stuck in between two bandit camps. The one that is leading up to me, and the other one which is leading to the center of the map. So that's, if you're wondering why the people are not expanding closer to the middle, they can't. They are blocked off by bandits, and most of us are just getting our first military units out. So we can expect that anytime soon, actually. What's featured in the middle of this map? It's
Whoa! Okay, that is actually
a lot of
something that I forgot. I know there are gems. I know there's there's a place where you can get. Oh, there's more coal in there. There's gems.
I don't think so.
No, gold. There's golden gems.
Yes.
This map is something that I really forget. I don't know what the dead middle, the middle does, so that I have to skip. Yeah,
I don't know about the landmarks, but I for sure know that there is coal, not coal, and there are gems and gold. But the thing I'm doing currently in the game is that I'm moving my soldiers away in the anticipation of Noxy to attack me, and if he does, he will probably not expect me to have anything to protect myself with. I can then use my my military units, which are stationed far away behind, and defend with them, while Noxy will be underneath my tower and decoy, and that's hopefully what's gonna happen. To be fair, I don't remember what's gonna happen in this match at all, because it's been a long time since I've played this.
I think what you've done and what I like is that you left your initial 3 archers there. No, yes. So it looks like Daronix is just scouting about like he should, and not having any army. It really does sell the story of Daronix has no army. So Noxy will maybe think that Daronix has no army. Of course, maybe Noxy is anticipating that Daronix isn't an idiot, and will know that he probably has something behind the tower.
On the other hand, Noxy is giving me a lot of information regarding his production and his general state of defense line, because yeah, I can already see that his decoy is most probably set on autocast because it's going on and off all the time. And he is not playing. He has lost at least 2 archers to the bandit camp already. And I know now that when he defeats these bandits, I'm gonna be able to defeat his units very easily.
Enemy in sight.
Because I've got the advantage in numbers. I'm quite sure that my production didn't start later than his.
Yes, and I also think.
And he's losing another archer right now.
Enemy in
True.
sight.
I think the decoy is wrongly placed. I think you can go to the right of it, not even trigger.
But we could see that there is in fact a tower behind the decoy. We could see it shooting.
Yes. That also true.
We're struggling to find a good placement for this academy. To be honest, I don't like this one bit.
Yes, the reason is probably because an academy needs a lot of resources and.
Yes.
Well, it is on the straight path from the warehouse, but yeah, it's a bit far away. Building stone roads here will be expensive because you only have that much stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm keeping my toolmaker going, however, because I need at least 5 tools to build the harbor. I most probably will want to have another warehouse next to the harbor because usually we are not building so many warehouses, in fact. But if there is one place in time you really want to build a warehouse, it is next to a harbor, because the harbor is consuming the biggest amount of your carriers when you need to trade for many things at once.
Exactly. One place in time next to the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
Enemy
fine. You
inside.
said it weird, but I know what you mean.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Sorry for pointing it out if you didn't want to. That's fine though.
No, I'm getting preoccupied with what I'm trying to do and trying to understand myself.
Get it.
But I'm glad that I've gotten away from the situation in which I had no population. That is maybe the biggest issue you can face with. Well, I think the bigger the maps and the matches get, the bigger the issue of no population is. If you have no carriers in a 1v1 match, I don't think it's such a big issue as in a 4v4 match, because you need a lot more carriers in such matches, because these maps are just bigger, way bigger in general.
An ally is
And I'm glad I've just killed his engineer. I think another one is gonna go down near this lake, and this is the lake which can now be used because these bandits have been defeated. So to circle back to these rules we've mentioned before, I now would be able to use these fishing sites at this lake as well as Noxy would be, because the bandits have been defeated.
Yeah, it's, the lake is actually there for the Fort Noxy here because he's closer to it. He doesn't have any other fishes.
Yes.
But yeah, the Darix can just as well grow his borders to that lake and do the same thing. Just use it. But I see your plan is a little bit different. Kill Noxy.
Yes.
Great plan.
The thing I've expected just happened. He has lost too many units to the bandits, and I was able to kill all his archers now, and Noxy is now defenseless. There is more action to the southwest. I can see some battles in between the white and turquoise players, and it would appear to me, judging by the situation going on the minimap, that our turquoise player is also winning his side and fighting and winning his war with the white enemy. So this looks very promising for us.
Turkeys, oh that one, yeah. Yeah, turkeys is, or the green turkeys, we are so wrong with these colors. Let's go turkeys. Turkeys player is definitely winning, but I think the action between red and light blue is getting hot there. I saw the units of Coco there before. They have fallen back, but he is showing his army there, back and showing his army and moving it back again all the time. So I think he planned something.
Okay, I didn't manage to look for that actually.
Yeah, Unit 1, Unit 1, Player 1 defeated. Thanks, Beaver, for playing. Beaver?
Oh, that was the white player on bottom
Enemy
left
in
side.
sight.
Yes.
So that's 3 against 4 now, and we can also count Noxy out most probably, because I can't expect anyone getting any help to Noxys anytime soon. That would have to be Coco, and we can see, as Shumi mentioned, we can see his units next to our light blue
Enemy in sight.
allies. So
Exactly. I don't think that Coco nor Noxy killed the bandits to the center so that they can not help each other there. I wonder if that would be a good tactic. How about just build a wall of pain next to the black player, next to you, as Noxy, and just open the middle.
Player defeated.
I've tried that actually.
Oh.
I've did that and it works perfectly.
Very nice.
Complete.
But you can expect the player who is on who is blocked out,
Ally is under
that would be me in this scenario. If I was blocked out like this, it wouldn't really be. In the long run, it would be very problematic to hold for the player next to me, because I've got more stone at the beginning. My army and my production will grow faster, and I will get everything I need very, very much sooner
Don't know
than
about
the
the faster,
enemy.
faster army, but you can trade. Also, Noxy, thanks for playing. First for playing. He has been defeated now too. So it's 4v2.
Exactly, and here goes my warehouse, as I've mentioned.
Yeah.
An ally
Does
is
it?
under attack.
Yeah.
What am I? Yeah. I
What?
don't know what I was waiting for in here.
Alright. But you
I
want...
don't.
Alright, that is... That close, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Ally is under attack.
Like, fine. I
To-
mean... Yeah, it would
To be
work.
honest, I most probably am not trying all that hard on at this point anymore, because it's 2v4.
Because
even
you know how
though-
long the video is, right? And you know...
Well, that too, and our viewers know that too, so we kind of know what to expect, but I'm still curious whether something's gonna happen, something interesting, whether the enemies will pull off something, because those who are left is Bruno and Coco No Nuts, both of whom are very good players, very experienced ones, so they are really able to pull something off.
Yeah, but
Ally
Bruno
is under
being
attack.
cut off from Coco, they cannot... actually, they could both attack blue player, whoever that is. I don't know who blue is. And attack them from both sides, but I think you will be quicker defending. You and Bear will be
Enemy
quicker
inside.
defending. Yeah,
Our
it's a difficult-
blue player is Bumata. This is actually his first 4v4. But he is playing very carefully, and he is learning and listening to everything we are trying to tell him and advise him. Therefore, he's not. He's probably going to be well defended.
Yeah, and now I've asked about players if they are playing there. I did not hear about Bumata before, nor in playing.
Yeah,
And yeah,
It's-
he's new.
it's a new regular player with us in the community. It's a Czech player actually,
Oh,
and he is amazing.
is he also
Another-
mating? No, I'm not doing that joke. Fine, let's go.
Okay, it's actually another person who is from the IT sphere, so to say, because we've got a lot of IT guys and software engineers in the Settlers community. It is really surprising how many there are.
I don't know why. Is it maybe that they are the people who are playing games? Maybe, I don't know. I know you will disagree. Yes, I'm aware.
yeah.
I don't
But
know.
Bear is already cockroaching to the place of his to the corpse of his enemy, of the white player. It was Beavert, I think, and he's trying to establish his base in there. I'm doing the same. I'm gonna go to get the stone mine, get the coal mine, and get my production doubled as soon as possible. But as I've said before, I'm not rushing it anymore. I'm just casually building my additional bread production so that I can trade it for some coins and just enjoy the rest of the match, because this map actually looks pretty cozy. I like the vibrant colors.
Yeah, and we just saw some action on the light blue-red side, but really,
Exactly.
I don't think they are going to break through. It's X we are talking about, and X is very defensive, a very strong defensive player. Well, he's mainly aggressive player, but if he needs to defend, he can defend well.
Yes, if he's got some defenses, he can. He sometimes doesn't have that, but I think he's learned from his mistakes by now. Because
everyone does.
Because it used to be like, one thing's for sure, if you're playing against X and he's attacked you and you've managed to kill his units, he didn't have any defenses behind it, or so it was before. I don't think that is applicable anymore, because he's learned.
That's true.
But yeah, that was the case.
Alright.
Well, at this point, I'm back in a scenario in which I don't have any more carriers, but I'm building more residences as I go, so hopefully I'm gonna be there again.
Ooh, residences right behind your research. Ah, well. Okay.
Is that wrong?
Well, you need the roads. If you're researching, you need the roads free for your carriers to carry stuff for the research. And now, because residences are quite expensive, because you're building a lot of them, well, the road will be quite full for a short time.
Well, but I'm still Ilaris, so my residences are half as costly.
Well, still the most expensive thing that you will ever build, right? Because you're building so many. But yeah, I know.
In total, yeah. My goal now is to get to the blue player to Bumata and help him defeat Bruno. Currently he's struggling in numbers, but luckily for us he's got some defenses behind it, and hopefully his taunt placements are correct. I'm not sure about it now, to be honest.
Yeah, but because Bear and you are already done with your opponents, and the other two players did not do anything to hurt X nor Bumata, I think this will be a nice stroll into the city of your opponents.
But just to follow up some information about the balancing rules, you could see me now taking another mining area, and once again only using one piece of each type of mining resource, that being one coal mine, one iron mine, and one stone mine, even if, and there actually are, even if there were any more resources to be taken advantage of, I will not do that. I cannot do that with the usage of these rules.
Yeah, and for now it seems quite fair. Maybe makes the games a little bit slower, but really, if you're watching that, it's 30-second minute, and if you think that such an army and such a war is slow in 32 minutes, well, you're a great player.
Yes, I don't think so. I think it's still really enjoyable. There are still many various strategies you can benefit from, and I personally really like them.
Yeah.
To be honest, if we actually wanted to use such rules later, even when the maps are more balanced, I might even go for this rule, because sometimes you just want to have a slower match. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some might like it. The thing is, your production, your building efficiency can be very easily observed by the usage of your engineers. If you have no idle engineers throughout the entire match, then you're still building something, you're still working on something, and therefore, well, the coverage of resources you need is enough for you. And I don't think I was facing many times where my engineers would be, well, standing around.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I can say about it is a lot more cozy such a game, because if you can build as many iron mines as you can build, like 2 iron mines, 2 stone mines. Ooh. Yeah. If you can build many of them, then you have to also have that many buildings behind that, furnaces and blacksmiths, and it requires you to have more carriers and more wood, more stone. So not allowing to build that many mines actually makes the game a
An
little
ally
bit
is
more
under
simple.
attack.
You don't have to know the whole math behind how many blacksmiths can you build now. It's probably 1 or 3 blacksmiths that you can build. Yeah. So yeah, a cozy game. I like it. The rule is quite nice and easy to follow. It's not like
An ally is under
well, I don't
attack.
want to go into board game like logic here, where you can really have some very difficult logic to know to do. Yeah, no, it's quite easy to use. I like it.
We're prepared.
Yeah. On this map, I love the general idea of this map, because you kind of have to think about everything you do in here, and the playstyle is very different. It is a 4v4 map, but you are facing a duel, a 1v1, as well as keeping the information or the availability or possibility of some enemies entering your area as well, and making the game unfair for you, and you have to play accordingly, and I like this. I really like this. And I'm looking forward to when this map will be balanced completely, so that we can just play the hell out of it.
Yeah, the idea of the map is absolutely tremendous. I
An
love it.
ally is under
Even
attack.
though, well, if something like this
An ally
happens,
is
that
under
2 people
attack.
die and now it's 4v2, yeah, it's just finish the
ally
game
is
and
under
it's
attack.
and you're done with the game. There's nothing that will happen here. But if it ever happens that there is a real 4v4 on this map, I think it will be epic. And that's what we're waiting for,
ally
right?
is
Not
under
every game
attack.
can be
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure. A 2v4 comeback, I'm not sure whether that's possible.
No, it's not. That's what I said.
I know you said that.
An ally is under
I'm
attack.
just thinking maybe on some maps, but definitely not on this one.
Just a scratch.
Yeah. Yeah,
An
that's
ally
true.
is under attack.
Maybe some... no, that would be bad. I was thinking maybe some tunnels between, like the if white player and the orange player had tunnels to help each other.
Player defeated.
But no, and then also blue
Yeah.
and turquoise. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not good at balancing games. I like playing games.
Yeah. Well, and with that, Bruno is also leaving this game, and he's gonna be the third to drop out.
Yeah, thanks Bruno. Well played. And let's
Unfortunately,
see how Coco
it wasn't as action-packed as we could have hoped for, because, well, same as Noxy, Bruno didn't build his defenses quite so well, and most probably that goes too for Beavert, who was defeated by Birded Bear very early on as well. It was actually the first player to drop out, and ultimately, if you know yourself to be, I don't want to say inferior, but a slower player, if you know yourself to have a slower pace at which you play than the enemy standing next to
An
you,
ally is under attack.
you should build defenses on the proper places as soon as possible.
What's the target?
Yeah, but also
Because it's-
building defenses isn't easy. Really,
Yeah.
it's so easy to build a decoy so that the other player or players can just move about around them or forget to
Yeah, and
activate them. It's difficult to defend, really.
And then again, we're still learning more and more that just one decoy isn't enough.
Yeah.
If you're playing against good players, they will split up their armies, and it's not safe. You need to have more. You need to have some military protection, and the problem was for this match. I think there wasn't enough, or there wasn't enough balancing. I think some of us, our team was probably a lot more stronger.
Yeah, probably.
Enemy in
Well,
sight.
because two of you won a 1v1.
Enemy
Or maybe
in
you
sight.
just got luckily placed. Oh, I don't know. Coco wouldn't beat any of you, nor he wouldn't beat Bearded Bear. Nor
But
you.
he also wouldn't be defeated by him. But anyway, once again, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video, as this match is coming to an end with obvious results. And yeah, we hope to see you in the next one. Join the community, have some nice times with us, and enjoy the settlers.